Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So many of you guys know that I love my Tytus figure. I've made all kinds of cool things for him. From this cool hammer to fixing these so they actually capture figures. Instead of just hanging them on the side. And let's see what else I got in here. I customized a shield for him. Shield power. That's right, I forgot. I also had the metal sword from the letter opener set. Ho! So that's kind of cool too. And then I got a battle axe too. Hold on a second. There it is, and there is the axe of power. And this is basically from the 12-inch He-Man Giant. Then I painted it blue to match his armor, and this was also from a 12-inch He-Man Giant. So there you go. And I was pretty happy with this Tytus. And then Mondo came out with this 12-inch He-Man figure, and I thought, you know what, that could be used to make a giant as well. Being it's the same size as our Tytus here, I could use this to make him. So I went to the drawing board, and many of you guys have seen my videos, and I put together a Tytus figure using all those parts. Now here he is right here, here he is built right here, and I'll talk about him in a minute. But one thing I did when I made my Tytus is I literally stuck his legs right into the boots. And you can see there how it looks like he has little itty bitty tiny itty bitty legs. And those little itty bitty legs just look so weird just being shoved into the boots. And so I kept thinking about this, wondering, what can I do about these particular legs? So I was looking at the original boots, and I noticed that this bottom piece right here is not removable, which is what I wanted to do, is pull this off and stick it on the boots. That'd be really cool to do. So this was kind of what I was thinking of. And then I was looking at Tytus also, and he has the same kind of thing. From the knee down, he has this kind of chunk of his leg in there. So I went to the drawing board and I started to design. And if you want, I actually have the 3D print for you to download if you need to, as STL files for both the right and left leg. And I designed this lower calf piece so that it will actually fit onto the Tytus. And when I was done, oh, it looks so cool. So instead of this, so I get this playing again. Hold on. Play. So instead of this being shoved right into the leg, as it looks right here, I now have dun da 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 dun da da da. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. Now, at first you're thinking, well, that's not that big of a deal, but it looks so much better. Just that one little change of adding that bottom leg piece in there. And again, like I said, I have that part as a free download, so you can print your own STL file. The problem is actually painting them. I spent so long painting. Why isn't he turning? Oh, he's hitting the other Tytus over there. There we go. Look at this. Look at this disaster of paint. Disaster of paint. Hold on a second. Here we go. I used at least 17 different paints to get that skin color to work just right. I mean, it was ridiculous. I first started with this. It didn't work right, which I call my skin. And I mixed them up and added some different colors in there. And then I started going with my skin kit from my who makes these? Hold on a sec. the Vale, whatever they're called. Vallejo. So, by the time I was done, I had to add a little bit of red to make it work too. You can see, it's still wet. I still got watered paint in here. As you can see, I've gone through a lot of mixing and craziness just to get the skin tone. This one still has water in it too. I had to put a little pink wash on it to get the flesh color to look right. And some shadowing and some highlights and all kinds of other stuff. And so literally I used at least one drop from each one of these color vats at some point during this making the flesh tone and shading it for the bottom of that foot or the bottom of the calf. And granted, it's not perfect. I mean, it could have been better. I am pretty happy with how it came out though, but it could have been better than that. I don't know. I don't have the skill to make it exactly how I want. It looks more like a Band-Aid almost than it does actual skin tone, but I think it's pretty cool. All different shading and stuff. So there is my Tytus, Ultimate Tytus, that I have finally finished. You're probably going, well, isn't the Tytus back there good enough? Isn't that great enough? Well, this Tytus here, now that he has all of his stuff, he's fully articulated now, and I can do a whole lot more with having him do stuff, especially when I start making stop motion cartoons with him, or stop motion toymation. Then I will have this Tytus that can do a whole lot more ability. So that is why I had it. Now, some of the parts of this Tytus was also trying to get these shorts on here. What a pain that was. I got a whole video just showing me sanding that down and getting that to work just for that particular loincloth to fit on there. So he's gone through a lot of iterations. This final iteration, I also lowered his head. I couldn't figure out why. It was like he had a pencil neck, and it was because his head was sitting too high. And take a look at this build that I had to do to make that neck work. So this is all the chunky pieces I had to put together in here. And then it goes up inside that head right there. And then jam it on there. Jam on it. Jam on it. Jam on and on and on and on it. There we go. And now his neck does not look so skinny because now I have it sitting a little bit lower than it was the previous build. So I think I'm done with him. I think I finally finished him. If I do any more changes, it will be to add some wrist cuffs right here. That might be the only change, because you can see the original Tytus, he has those bracelets right there. Now the wrist size is completely different from this Tytus to this Tytus. When I tried using the original bracers and stuck them on the other Tytus, it just looked ridiculous because his wrists are so much smaller than his wrists. So anyway, I think he looks pretty cool. So I have this Tytus here to use for rough play when the grandkids come over, and then I have this Tytus here for my stop motion and when I take pictures of stuff. Alright, kind of a short, sweet video, but I was just so excited about getting that Tytus finished. I wanted to show you guys. Man, those look just so much better having those on there. Just that one. And it's funny, I showed my wife, and she goes, I don't see any difference. It looks the same to me. I'm like, no, look how these legs looked before. It just looked ridiculous the way those legs looked. Let's see if I can get the back here. Yeah, see, look at that. It just looked awful. Anyway, oh, my sky stopped. Time to restart my sky. Huh. Chink. There we go. I guess it's gone through the full cycle today. Anyway, so you can see the difference is tremendous. So much better adding that little chunk in there. And like I said, you guys can download the STL for free and print it. Maybe find a friend that has a 3D printer. And it does take some sanding even after you print it. I found out I had to actually hollow out the whole entire shaft for it. Let me show you. I'm going to pull this one leg off. So you can see how that looks on there. and I had to actually sand it all around there. And the inside of the hole is pretty large, so I had to use some washer pieces on here. There's 2 pieces on here, this round piece here, and then like a rubber washer on top of that. And then that goes all the way inside that hole, way down deep inside there. Let me just jam that back on there. Ooh. And I did glue it to the boot so it doesn't fall off. Otherwise it kept separating every time I bend his knee. And there we go. There we go. There is my Tytus. He is ready for battle. And you can see he just looks so cool next to the classic He-Man. That is all that I have. A good journey, you guys.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!